So up next, we have Evan, who is going to tell us about something that Pythonistas have done. Let's give him a round of applause.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm Evan, and as someone who's super passionate about achieving nohumanerrors.com, what they've done to re.sub from Python 3.13 really excites me. So what did they do? I won't keep you on the hook. They deprecated passing in the optional arguments as positional arguments. Can you believe it? I can. But why? Well, that's the most exciting part for me. And because I want you to be excited too, let me give you a surprise code review under pressure. Can I get a show of hands if you can spot the error in this example and you didn't know before this talk? No? Okay, great. I don't have much time. So the error is here with how the read.ignore case flag is being passed in. And if you didn't spot it, I don't blame you, because how can anyone be expected to quickly spot this error under pressure amongst so much complexity? If we're bringing up the definition of re.sub and we look at the parameter that the flag is passed in as, you'll see that it's count, not flags. And then the flag is read in as an int, setting the maximum number of substitutions to 2. That would explain why I spent hours trying to figure out why my expected thousands of substitutions weren't working and was instead second-guessing my complex replacement function. This is why Python introduced the deprecation warning, because it wasn't just me who experienced this problem. So what Python is now suggesting we do is pass in flags using the keyword argument. And in future, they'll change flags and count to be required by adding a star in the function definition. What this will do is throw us an error when we try to call the function without naming those arguments following the star. This is actually one of the many reasons why I love keyword arguments, which is actually what the talk is actually about. So if that didn't convince you, let me tell you more. What if for some arguments, such as replacement and string, the ordering was accidentally swapped? Well, in this case, the function would fail to run because read.sub would fail to handle the string to search being a function. But what if it was a string? Or if the other string arguments, like pattern and string, they were swapped? We'd never know there's a problem unless we knew the function definition. So by always using keyword arguments, not only does the ordering now become redundant, allowing us to order them however we want, but our usage is now self-documenting. Labels, constant arguments, and if this was a function we defined ourselves and the parameter ordering was important, then when refactoring, we only have to make the changes to the definition and not all the calls across the code base. So if you've now been convinced to use keyword arguments, you could require that in all of your functions, putting star as the first parameter to make this the case, but that can be tedious as it can be forgotten, can make the code noisy, can also require updating all previously made functions. Not to mention the redundant cases where the names of the variables passed in are the same as the parameters. And while it might look fine in this case, it can get pretty unreadable or error prone when the number of parameters and the names are much longer. Did you notice a typo on list line where the parameter and argument should both be y? This is where linters come in. I love linters as they're a cleaner, more pragmatic way to not only check but also automatically fix this for us. For example, a rule that auto-fixes all our function calls to use keyword arguments wherever possible. Or if you want the safety without the redundancy, a rule that checks that for every given positional argument, its name is the same as the corresponding parameter, which would pass in this case, and in this case give a warning, or bring clarity by auto-fixing with a keyword argument. So if mitigating human errors excites you, I'd love to collaborate with you, such as at the sprints, in working on these kind of tools. Or if at the least I've inspired you enough to use this paradigm in your code day to day, there's one more thing worth noting. You may notice in your excitement to use keyword arguments for all of your function calls that not all functions are happy with that. And maybe this is a call to action for removing the offending / special parameter, allowing for consistency, granted that maybe this isn't the best example. If you're after the resources for this talk, want to watch its longer form, or want to get in touch with either questions, feedback, or to collaborate, find me at ecohilos or go to nohumanerrors.com. Thank you very much.